Today, now the 14th day of September 2021. Vice President of Sierra Leone, Dr. Mohamed Juldeh Jalloh at work. Like I say, previously, people they call her Mumu Vice President. They say, oh, you not get work for do. Because some of you work then, they don't get chief minister, they don't get dandy, the other person where they over under, and they do it in the vice president for they do, so you not get work for do. But it tell like for say, the vice president, it begins certain time energy for. And right now, it exhibits that way they for sure we say, it day na the country in vice president and it talk. Some chamots happen na Koinadugu. The vice president's good. Yes, he go up more today because they need everywhere for able for they correctly. And na so for being a country. No sign no day wait for they get chamot. If the vice president no go yonder, well, other people can go yonder because even guys in street today they listen Radio Democracy. Maybe one day we'll go call that program day where he say the Makituman then they get chamot because of it in politics. Makituman then a guys in street they get chamot. I know they will not expect the vice president. The vice president will go talk case for Makituman there, but hey, since the breeze done the blow, you know pass himself if he hear for rich day. But anyway, through Radio Democracy 98.1, let we listen waiting make the vice president reach another part of the country and waiting it tell them and waiting it be able to achieve through Radio Democracy. Let we listen.
Council can get a meeting with various stakeholders then at the Koinadugu district and part of Falaba district stakeholders.
Vice President Dr. Mohamed Juldeh Jalloh, they talk about in Wakana Koinadugu districts, we say he meet with Paramount Chief and other stakeholders them from Falaba and Koinadugu district for talk about peace and development and then chiefdom them.
I use the opportunity for appeal to the chiefs them, for let them work very hard, let them work together as a team for maintain peace and social stability na Koinadugu district and Falaba district. More importantly, for able let them see how they go come together, particularly the chiefdom council there, bring the chiefs then together for address the issues they work in there around chiefdom boundary conflict. We see the recent one will take place na Tonkolia, na Kalia chiefdom together with the Falausu chiefdom. So I'd make an appeal to them.
Peace, according to the vice president, now one of the major thing them where government want foresee that chiefdom and national level Oloba Saloon, but what peace mean to national development, especially in a local level.
For maintain peace and social stability, it goes a long way because without peace and social stability, it goes very difficult for let people make the maximum use of all the social programs the way His Excellency they bring na the country, particularly na very difficult district like Falaba and Koinadugu, where the government don't start an infrastructural project.
Okay, let we all and first. The government don't start an infrastructural project. I don't think say the people na Koinadugu that Falaba district area they be ever think say they go get opportunity for Sidom, the chief then, for talk with the vice president. Anyway, then get issue with boundary limitation. Then get issue with them. So chamot day between them. So the vice president say, peace na part of development in our country. That is true. If we get run, if we get chamot, well, development no go come. But again, to the local level, to that part there of the country, yes, I don't know if you want to take and say maybe this na politics or that, but I think it's good now the opportunity for sit down and talk with the vice president. Yeah? Government in plan we get for that district today. Now I make the need for day to one so that then go achieve the plan, because if they end up in Chamont, they're not going to be able to achieve. You want to plan them? Continue, sir.
With the government, they try to roll out the electrification of Koinadugu district.
Yes, Koinadugu district, they can't get light. I not say they don't get light too. I said then they can't get light. Okay?
For bring water supply and
water, then they count a day for them. No can talk now say na the same thing that other day. Who side the VP bingo we go tell them the same thing. Anyway, Koinadugu district, when they can't get light, when they can't get water.
For make the road, not for talk about the free quality education.
Even the road, then they make a okay na kono. Who side the vice president we go? Same thing then we talk about. No, then they not talk about light and that. Na be road more than we talk about. So then say the president they go launch. But the VP be talk about not to them. Now it tell we about the free quality education, tell we about light, tell we about water, tell we about the road. Koinadugu Falaba district. Yes.
The only way where the people then go able enjoy their work, now where they enjoy peace and stability. And I believe say the paramount chiefs them, the stakeholders them, the DO them, the security sector apparatus them vital to maintaining this peace and social stability.
As chairman interministerial council on
you know you enroll now the vice president. Now wait. Now we hear from the parliamentarian we been there.
Local governance. This meeting na been time for make VP Juldeh talk about peace na local level and get from the paramount chief them as to waiting the makeup of government development program na the area them.
Until you just forget opportunity for talk to the paramount chiefs them, then go able express to you exactly what in them thing. But above all, the paramount chief they acknowledge the good work with His Excellency the President don't do now.
No, wait. Mr. Vice President, you don't say the paramount chief that they can't talk to we. Okay, they acknowledge the good work with the President, Julius Madabio, don't do Falaba district. If we don't allow you from them first, then they not spy from you. But anyway,
particularly in the area of free quality education, in the water, electricity, then say now the first time Kabalago see light, now the first time Kabalago get a pipe burning water.
Okay, now the first time Kabalago see light. Now the first time Kabalago get pipe burn, he not get a too, but he go get them. Okay?
All these projects then they in course, but I go left the paramount chief then.
All them projects their way don't tell we, but so then they on cause. But let's say the paramount chief themselves can talk for themselves.
Make themselves express themselves. What are the issues there where they want government for pay attention there, and what are the acknowledgement where themselves get vis-a-vis government.
But waiting the paramount chief them from Koinadugu and Falaba district make up of the meeting with the vice president PC Balansama Mara III from Sengbe chiefdom. They represent paramount chief them from Koinadugu district na parliament and na the person we talk to Radio Democracy for second in comping paramount chief them.
Well, basically, if I can learn from waiting the Honorable Vice President.
Well, you see, and this will be the talk now. I don't can spy from the Vice President. You don't spy from him, but anyway, continue, sir.
Presentation you been do to we. It's like you been talk about administration and governance as to how we for work with the government and maintain hold the peace. Like, for example, this conflict to get within the chiefdom boundaries and other things, and now more of like it can orientate we mind waiting at some of the roles and responsibility how the paramount chiefs them for work with the government for foster development in the country. Basically, now that the Honorable Vice President do the
Dembelea Musaya and Fulo Sabakamba chiefdom from Falaba district don't they get issue for two sections as to whether get them between the two chiefdom them and Sef Kalian chiefdom from Koinadugu district and Falawusu chiefdom from Bombali district don't they get get issue for one village where they call Tunkuli. We say because of this BNTM, them been burn some house and spoil other one them, where make people be run away common at this village.
So you don't see the reason why the vice president reached there? So that they were the no go escalate to the one they did their own. Till them burn house there. Because then they claim sin and get the village. We hope say this one then go try make all man know who sign a own and everybody continue with their life. Because the one them will be then at that village they will get for now we go na bush where they end up burn their house. You're not correct. You're not correct at all. Where then be they do this de-amalgamation or whatever they call her. They not be shape and fine. They not be make let the people they understand. Say you now you get rich here, you know to get under. Yes, the vice president go there, but they not petition or then go talk to them for peace. But I think say we camp and boundary business. Then for push and further, all man for know who side gets. Boundary peace talk not to we in Guinea. For yenga 30 day ou de para. You go say, oh, that become a foreign country or this now. No. You are your neighbor self. If you say this land na me na me land na territory, don't the neighbor say no na ain't get territory. Then they say, okay, well na agree no, okay, you agree with this. Then get for pull plan, all man can with you say, yeah, you na you get stay ya. You know you get to well left you company now. I feel say this one for say they talk peace, but they not show who that gets who that get Usai and Usai who that not get. Okay, I'll continue.
We all them boundary fetia na Kwenedugu and Falaba district get impact on the local people and self-national development. But how it don't they unbog development na Kwenedugu and Falaba district? Honorable PC Balansama.
Well, I unbog because it unbog with agricultural sector, it unbog development when peaceful coexistence not exist within the people and the community. It is strain a lot of things. It is trade, the social activities, it constrain the financial activity, it constrain the agricultural activities, so they constrain everything. So like peace is everything. Peace, they will make a lot of things that happen within the community. That is why we strongly we appeal to this responsible government for make sure they look into some of the issues and then settle them for it.
As the vice president, they call on paramount chiefdom na Kwenedugu and Falaba district for maintain peace and order in the community them. Honorable PC Balansama Mara III call on governments on development issues them where they want for see as burning issues them and in same way so talk about some of the things them where governments don't do and plan for do for the people of Falaba and Kwenedugu districts.
One of the most burning problems where we get in this district, electricity. We don't do everything for local light to enable light. This government, in their wisdom, they don't provide for electricity.
Wait, yourself. In their wisdom, they don't provide electricity. You get lights there? No, you know, no kites, boy, they come. Hey. And? They go come, they come, ma. Oh.
And he gets a time frame. Time frame they look at least April latest we're able to get electricity. One of the also serious problem in our water. Almost don't connect all the pipes that within the township. Waiting on left is not even 5% of the success of the project for Lego complete. Kwenedugu district now the agricultural backbone for Sierra Leone for produce vegetable crops, livestock and everything.
Hey, they can't talk one while we all because if the agricultural season done as alone, we are film. Now they go meet. You say Kwenedugu na the agricultural backbone, for certain things them where we the eat as alone. Okay, unalo here.
If you look this government, the machines where they send this year.
Okay, the machines where they send na Kwenedugu.
Where they send for farmers and for farm. I will able to tell you, say, because of this, what the government don't do, the effort to don't make, this year Sierra Leone will produce a better yield of harvest than the past.
Okay. Because of waiting government do na Kwenedugu, because of the machinery where they give the farmers the way they Kwenedugu, he said they get forget a better harvest than the past. A better harvest get for day than the past. If we are film we are now we don't know say una get good machineries for make una get we well and the water now. Anyway, una go dig well. But if we are anything other than something way not better past last season, they will not say the machine wouldn't give now something else una do with them. Okay.
You come to education. When people learn at this area, they are vulnerable. They don't get money, and then they get boku picking them. They're not able to afford for pay for all their picking them. They look. They say that they give what they call free quality education to people. Pass you no allow picking land no now. We some of you form a bylaw now compulsory green or green if you no allow picking land you land if you no land with the
Honorable Bal.
Into here, na Koinadugu. You grew, you no grew, you picking the land. If you know only a land well, you get the authority na Koinadugu for face.
Samar, on behalf of incoming permanent chieftain, being assured the vice president and the government of Saloon say they go maintain the peace and security that in different chiefdom them and work together as local authorities them for settle the boundary issue whether they embargo national development na the districts them for the Society for Radio Democracy Musa Kamara.
One for tell Radio Democracy, thank you, Musa Kamara, for the fine work. But on this boundary issue, I don't think say it don't solve. It not solve yet. What you make I say so? Because now peace talk they go make, but they not show everybody who's on your own tap. And trust you, them people and they now them different villages than they. I say now it's just like we did go land demarcation with somebody else. Now in this, I don't know if they no one for push and further for say you now you own this, you now under your own tap, but somebody has to do it. Somebody has to do it for make we see this wire end. Because if government don't tell you say you now you own that day, you now you own that day, all my parts comping, then if you can't for carry boss again, well you get the law for face. Even right now, you still get the law for face, but this one not fixed. And just say, well, now your brother that day, now your sister that day, you not fix it too. But what do you say? When they can't get light, water, good road, the free quality education. Okay? Almost the same thing way the vice president been kono, which he talk there. I tell you, say the vice president they do in work, they up and down. Well, it pass na Madina. Yeah, you ready to tell them na Madina? I don't know if you know you hear too. Well, if you know you hear it, that bring you up to speed, yeah? Listen, the vice president na Madina.
One Madina, one bridge, one Madina. Pow, they build the bridge now. I want to tell you thank you. I want to know say the commitment of His Excellency the President for building this bridge. Inshallah, summa shallah, the bridge must be there. I want to tell the people of Madina thank you when they come up for welcome me. I want to in the next 5 years, Madina self go file a Freetown. Light go in a ya, water go in a ya, bridge go in a ya, road go in a ya, school go in a ya, light go in a ya. All man go school, all man go get work, the girl picking them go work, the boy picking them go work, the mommy them go work, water go come, light go come, everything go there. So I want to tell you thank you. I want to know say the SLPP government, not talk and do government. When they talk, they do it. When we say we bring free education, we bring free education. When we say we face school bus, we face school bus. When we say I don't say we go bring water na ya, light go kaya, road go kaya, bridge go kaya, school go there ya, secondary school go there ya, work go there for una. The girl pikin them go work, the boy pikin them go work, and the mama then say go cook for you all go there. So I want to tell you that thank you. I want to know say me and my brother, me and Juldeh Jalloh from Ropes village, Kafubulom chiefdom, me and Bulamite, and Paupa Kafubulom most better. When I don't say now 190 chiefdom salon, that Kafubulom no more get vice president, and the 190 chiefdom. So we for all the vice president better. We for all out to one. Because now our brother, because now our uncle, because now our daddy, because now our pikin, because they out to naya, because wale una say better. So I want to tell you thank you, Madina. I go kaya back. If you God agree, December I go kaya back. December welcome. One country. One country. One country. But first of all, I want to tell you thank you. I want to know say the bridge and the bill na ya the much. Thank you for the support. I'm glad you want to come out. I want to say, me a son of Kafubulom and Paupa Kafubulom most better. We just get that party, the name Kafubulom Development Party. Kafubulom Development Party. That party there, they go develop. So, I want to know, say, I've been can't promise say the airport will say not to say. The airport now they stay. Would they build the airport back? I would build the bridge, and the bridge they can't come out. One country, one country, one Kafubulom, one Kafubulom. Mamono.
One country, one Kafubulom. Kafubulom Development Party. Yeah. You think say the politicians then they don't know what we need dance alone? You think so? So all along we don't they talk about light, water, healthcare and all those things. All from where they play different clip them for the vice president. Now the same thing they repeat. The same thing them where they don't promise we the last time. Anyway, they say it in at the development stage. We reach na Madina. Now the same thing they talk about light, water, road, school. Well, it say the next 5 years, Madina get for fine like Freetown. I don't know if we supposed for Holland to that word day. Eh? You think so for all the VP to that word day? Say in the next 5 years, Madina go fine like Freetown. Well, una don't they ask about the bridge. Una do yegi. The VP don't talk. The bridge, na they can't come out. Hey, Salon. Eh? In the next 5 years, Madina, they find like Freetown. Then go get light, water go dey, all thing go dey flow. Eh? Mr. VP, you talk on a practice session first. Abdullahi Lukule say, he say, he totally disagree with all the promises that the VP make. He say, in the next 5 years, he say, but you don't give boku promises than before. And still, you not fulfill the one in day. For make you can add more. Like I said, the politicians them, they know wetin we need, wetin we don't dey cry for. Now I make all the side them way VP they go, and the one green thing they talk about, where we all know say we need. Light, water. Now they talk about, say then go carry it. Okay. Let's begin come with two panelists them, yeah? Let's bring in Usman Toli. Make we hear what in get for we today. Welcome on board, Usman Toli. You get the platform, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Triple A, and welcome to everybody who is listening to the program. Triple A, as I say no more, the politicians then when and can they before people I don't know what they can think about. Because we then can't promises then they I don't know what they can think. But let me just remind you, this video, I think it on the in circulation for quite a while, not to this year. I think that you are listening to last year. Or even I think you don't take small way they in circulation. I've been not watching before. And
yes, now be just interject. Now be just after the one for that airport, just after that short way the president be go turn na airport.
Exactly. Yeah. So it on the in circulation for a while now. Triple A Juldeh Jalloh na man we expect a lot from. We don't know why he been so slow for act. In the sense that na man we expect say from where this administration kind of power if will become very active. The reason why I say this is simply because na man we na a crisis analyst and I been one time a senior advisor to the United Nations. Na man we don't serve na peace and conflict areas them. But anything we get for do with peace and conflict, na man we know much about those things. But we don't know what's in there underneath, maybe because don't forget the functions of the vice president, na a man way they for assist the president in terms of administration and governance, and all in functions the way they perform, na functions the way the president they delegate to them. So it means if the president not delegate functions to them, you not got much for do. Because now in functions they all now functions the way the president they delegate to them. So it could be a reason because the president not delegate much functions to him. But he is the second most powerful man in that country there. And if anything happened today, whether they remove the president by vote of non-confidence, Parliament pass a vote of non-confidence on the president, in for be, according to the Constitution, it for be the immediate successor to the president. So he's a very powerful man, and a man where, as I say no more, he get a lot of experience. Now I don't know why, we not get man like this for lead, for foster peace and cohesion in our country. The way over the past few years, we experience a little bit of instability in the country. And then when they expect say they will lead that sort of peace, social stability and peace in the country. Last week or week before last, I think we listened to Ram, where as he said no more, you go Kono district and purposely you go assess the promises them where the president make to the people of Kono. So we don't see it only come on stage. It don't start to become a little bit active. We don't know whether because the election they approach, now make it don't begin play an important role. Maybe now make the president don't begin delegate functions to run for going and district them, especially the district them where in get an advantage in the sense that, for example, na Kono district, we all know say Juldeh Jalloh na Kono born. And then other district like Bulom, na they mama and papa, na they them come out. So this time round, then also na Konadugu, and also partly that of Falaba district. The thing is, we don't listen to the promises that we don't make. Sweet, very, very sweet. Talk sweet. Because the thing that we wiry, now they tell we about. And especially with those people, where they don't know more for the listing and concur with them people where they talk to them, all is about praise singing, praise the president, praise the government. Yeah? Let me start with some of the promises that we make. Let's start by looking at those promises and critically assess whether, it makes sense for like exaggerate or talk about them. Yeah? Let's start with the electricity one. The electricity one where it talks say it don't almost complete. We all know say this project where now the Côte d'Ivoire, you talk about Sierra Leone, Guinea, na a project where we don't dey on for a very long time. Where now this renewable energy where will bring electricity now the sub-region. Talk about Liberia, you talk about Sierra Leone, you talk about Côte d'Ivoire, now a project we don't go on for a while. Guinea, so we'll be expecting this project, in fact, then for don't complete them by 2019. That was the deadline date where them is set. We know say right now they in full swing for bring electricity. Now all then communities them who side that line that they pass, then transmission and the distribution transmission they pass, we expect the electricity they come. So this is not something new. AAA. Kudos, because at least then they carry on with the project. But now a project will be done on for quite a while, for a long time. Yeah? The electrification of then community, I think about 39 or 38 of then local communities then, when and then at the main place societies, I think it's about 1,300 and something kilometers where they come all the way from Côte d'Ivoire, come past all the other area then they. So now the electrification project that way they report, where you get for come take gonna do we under. I think I they talk about. Yeah. So I want we all understand that it's good, as I say no more, that then continue with them, but a project will be not there on for a very long time. Yeah. And the other good thing again where they talk about now these pipe borne water where they talk about. They say now the first time this way Falaba, they can get pipe borne water where according to one of the paramount chief, they say it's less than 5% to completion stage. Less than 5% to completion stage. Again, we listen to them because now then here they talk about, for let them prioritize their areas here. Because as you say no more, make no mistake, AAA, it will be very difficult for let our country they go before. If the main basic things them, we not try for correct them. We not try for let we get them another country there. So clearly the things them, as you say, AAA, where they know say we need another country there. So when they go out there, and then then they go promise people them. Now then thing and they talk about. So make no mistake, they know what they do, they understand the most important person needs them only in the country. So you see the kind promises that when they make in terms of what we need. But again, Triple A, whether these promises they come to life is another matter. It's another matter because you don't clearly listen. It's good that you bring this audio, this old one way, this video we're all listening to. We make big promises them to the people and say the bridge they come way up to this time as they talk. The projects they still at the feasibility stage. So we don't know when that's going to happen. Maybe not even under this administration. For team we almost feel say by now, if they half completion stage, the Lunge project day. If I don't they half the completion stage. But as we speak, they say it then at the pre-feasibility stage, according to the last speech where the president make. So again, then again they under question mark. We listen to the Honorable Vice President in terms of emission in Konadugu district. Basically, you go settle the dispute, especially we get something for deal with the boundary limitations. We know say people are always a fight over boundary. Recently, I think I see one video where we see one part of the chiefdom become attack the other chiefdom. Did a lot of destruction at that village there. It's unfortunate. But whether that's again, as you say, AAA, then they will bring peace by making a lot of promises is right, because with peace they bring progress. They left help for bring progress, and even if progress come, if peace no day, how they will able enjoy then social amenities then they. So they will only able enjoy those amenities if there is social stability in the region. That is basically that's they try for talk. But as I say, I think as a man we don't serve as an advisor to the United Nations in terms of being a crisis analyst. He don't serve now the sub-region. He get a lot of experience in terms of then regional conflict them. Get a lot of experience. This man don't begin work since 2000. Now then conflict areas them since 2000. So it gets a huge wealth of experience. So we expect a lot from him in terms of interventions to some of them disturbance system where they happen in our country. So I think say the president for give this man a chance for make he make use of his expertise when it comes to issues of national cohesion, when it comes to issues for deal with instability. So I believe say it will make a lot of difference. You get the knowledge, but again, as I say, if the boss no delegate functions to you, it will be very difficult for you carry out those functions effectively. And again, you're listening to one of the paramount chief, AAA, in terms of water supply. You see almost all the pipes them all don't connect. Yeah, you see almost all the pipes that don't connect. It will be interest you in 1 year time. If chance been there, Lord said they talk to the camera, let them go interview the people. Yeah, Lord see if the water don't reach now Konadugu district and Falaba. It will interest me for Lord know that, because less than 5% to completion in terms of the pipe stem. I think say it's not much now to do. It's not much. In less than 2-3 months, that project is for them complete. But Lord send a camera there, and the next 1 year, Lord see what's in the happen there. You will get a different story, trust me. And you talk about the agricultural sector. We know say Konadugu, in terms of agriculture, is rich. It's rich in terms of the soil. Is fertile, and you listen to him. He said the government don't make a lot of effort by giving some of the machinery where they need for in order for plow and produce at the district, yeah, and say they expect say this year it will yield a lot of dividend in terms of agriculture. Well, as I say no more, we go listen back next year. What thing for happen? If another interview get for come, I think say we will get a different story. But so what am I saying here? Triple A. This government, these politicians, them, they are very good in making promises. Make no mistake. When you see the man, you go fish and mumu. But you listen clearly from Ion campaign, we make me call them campaign. They talk about how the bridge they come. They talk about how then they bring employment. Now the people of Madina, now that entire district they talk about, now that area then they basically now they in people and come out. Yeah? Now that area then they in people and come out. So they make promises them in terms of employment opportunities, in terms of the free quality education, in terms of the bridge for build the bridge along that area there. You listen to it all, Triple A. Whether this thing they come to pass is a question, and this is why they constantly they talk about the way how this government they raise the expectations. I think I listened the other time, a solid point made by Umar. Not so we they tell them what they talk. Now then they come, they open their mouth, say, will they do this, will they do that? And thousands of these promises, they don't come, they don't materialize. And I think it's even getting worse, Triple A, when they come towards elections. Make no mistakes. This situation will become worse when they come towards elections, because they are going to continue making promises we're not able to deliver. Because Triple A, then hear all the gold cost. And when they make these promises, they know they even do costing. They know they check what in the cost involved. How are we going to raise the funds for this project where they go make them promise to people? And as I said, Triple A, government similar to individuals. If you grab, you say they do the bill O's, they buy helicopter, they buy plane, they buy this. You don't know how you will raise that money there. It's a bad way of managing expectations. It's a bad way of managing expectations. Most of them tell and they tell you say we don't get 5% of the money we'll need. What will happen to the 95%? Then say we rely on donors. And then people are not giving the give them. You don't know if they go give them. This is not the whole thing is. Yeah, it's about cost. It's about how you go get that money there. You make so many promises. And as I said the other day here, Triple A is this not common sense. Basic common sense where everybody know. Yeah? Because if you don't get all the money where you need for do them till then day, you prioritize. That I need to go and make so many promises them when nobody will fulfill. For example, now Triple A, you don't use this video for flagrant mandate. If he self listen to this video where he don't make, that time where you go make them promises here. Now just about one more year and a half for go to the elections. Remember, he said in 5 years if we don't achieve this, it puts it a timeline. It put timeline to it. Yeah. Now they only get 1.5 years for go. Tell me. So that promise they don't disappoint people altogether. Some of them while they get for sit down, then they listen. Thank God to the technology. Then go sit down and listen to the kind promises the way they make to the people. Then go shame on themselves. A typical example like this video we don't play so. See how the people and they rejoice, thinking that there is some positivity here. Raising the people's their hopes, their expectation. Say this it get for happen. 2-3 years down the line, this project not even kickstarted. wrong way for manage people expectation. It is always advisable that before it goes so far for promise people, make sure you don't do all your studies right. Make sure at least 50% of what you expect for put on that project they do available. Make sure at least 70% assurance they say that thing they go ahead. But we'll go get 10% assurance, 15% of assurance. Then you go all out broadcasting, and they can't do this, and they can't do that. We are not saying that some of the things them when they promise in order for come into being, but when the promises, you get about 100%, or say you get 100 promises them, you only do 5. Then I know no better achievement than they under. And that's all we get for judge them. That's all we get for assess them. That's all we get for assess them. So sometimes be careful what you do. Be careful how you promise. When you then a public, you know politician, you know figure. Anything what you say in a policy statement. So you have to be careful. Yeah, you have to be careful because anything way you talk, especially with this technology we don't can now. As soon as you open your mouth, you begin talk. Then don't begin record what you say. So now that same thing then they take flag you tomorrow. No surprise that people in the talk say because we get records. They can't deny it. They can't deny that we get for use for flag them, for point their tear to them tomorrow. Say, look, this and this you promise. Where is this? How far I don't go with this? So to conclude, AAA, we wish they know what we want. You said it all, AAA. They know what we want. You talk about water, you talk about electricity, you talk about quality education, talk about, those areas where very important, pressing, things like the medical, electricity, those are more pressing issues. Those are the more pressing issues that goes with what is called bread and butter issues. They are all correlated. They are all related, whether in one way or the other. Where in need for prioritize. Even if they're not promised we all MBB promise, just those basic needs. Those basic needs. By now, most of who will have been, we're not going to say fully satisfied, but we go begin say, well, this government is doing well. But that's a different story here. So I will stop here. I'll give chance to other panelists then. Thank you very much, AAA. And thanks to everybody with listening. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Usman Tholi.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Just like as I say, the politicians, they know the need, they know we want, they know waiting with a cry for always na Sierra Leone. I can't wait for the time where politicians go there before the people and show the people waiting they don't already do and waiting the people and they enjoy based on the decision we then take. Right? Based on the decision we then take. Because for now, we dey cry light, water, light, water, light, water. And then self come, we dey give una light, water, light, water, light, water. Hey! I can't wait for this light and water for be fixed. So low here, waiting go be the next one where then go sing. Because for now, that one they still they work. Well, on the part of corruption, it depends how you see the fight. If you want to go pan corruption, you left how you see the fight. But then teacher they, if they're not tired, then teacher they. If they're not tired, if anti-corruption not able, nobody in a salon, they able the teacher they. If they're not able, nobody. If anti-corruption, a big. But see how corruption really embedded in way though. With all what anti-corruption they do to the teacher. But they still did one back. It just started like the police there. This is so. But anyway, let me bring come us friend. Let me hear waiting na you take on the vice president in way going around. Yes, us friend, you get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple A, for giving me the platform. And thanks to all the listeners and viewers. And thanks to Mr. Usman Toli for able to give me the responsibilities and duties and one of the parliamentary duties who they will expect individuals and who they are in place them for do. And that was an obligation that they try for render them. But most times, because of you look at the calendar and events of things, we can always doubt and always ask when. But here is a strong do. Waiting at the message is truth, it's real. The kind they talk say people then forget peaceful environmental development day. There's nothing about the words of the message. The only thing they try for ask here for say the speech and the language design and with the time and waiting it contain now for let you go try for look out with the time, you the question say, is it going to happen? Have we got it? Have we tried to make a decision based on what we try for look say we want for go help the poor people them or try for help let the place develop? We're looking at the area now, let's see for Koinadugu now, one of the recent one where you go, who we read today, we first introduced. Looking at the go for go resolve, but behind it, we know say it's not just resolving the popularity because the speech you go able to know say the speech it contain a lot of expressions and would they try for gain people attention for certain things then. So that alone we know. But again on the other side, the development, they see them go do. But you did ask say when are they gonna be ready? So Kabbalah will know say he always on deprive from many times for certain reasons. And then a place will meet up of a lot of agricultural and cattle and other issues then. But the main issue we don't de na Kabbalah, we na the cattle and the land conflict, where even Netherlands they don't try for good aid and go survey, look at things and they go on. UNICEF they come in for help, then they get help from the USA. Do now then they empower the women them. I think they get that one doing a recent one they don't do. And we see other figures and they help the education, like the science, therefore bring them in. But they say other figures and they still get an area where they're not able to help the place like it would be how it need for day. So but coming now to the issue of that land and cattle issue, we they see saying they try for go approach this, but there was a recent one we don't know say different people come up, then one town go burn the house of the others, and the other chief they blame the other chief saying that he put people inspire them, and then other people they say they will see a group of people that we can't but in they say not to send them. But it all comes to this issue of cattle and land conflict. When are the own main issue? And the cattle and land dispute will get in a dispute will not did it for several times. Because when you see, first of all, what is made up of Kabbalah, you get different tribes and therefore don't know that one day when people that know the land, the land, the internal affairs, all those kind of people that they know these things. But the areas that will sometimes they forgetful and will try for address for no who side this tier begin. How we go able to control them, or why there is there they happen. We go get the so-called Yelibas, where the groups and we come out from the Mondays, like the mandate and Mondays, where people they don't travel. And the Mondays are one of the biggest group. And when you look at the Mondays, then they're made up of a group where in a big area where they occupy, in other words, inside West Africa. I think going to that place, they get the one at the east, they get the west. Some of them they are as Vi, some of them they are Gizis. Then you get the other one, they win at the smaller groups. I mean, the larger group like the Suninka, Susu, Bambara, and Jula. But the point where I try for establishing knowing who are these people, what are the origin, how we go able for know the tradition, how we go able for include the one that win the so-called the one that win at the household. Then get in different groups. In other words, you get chiefdom chiefdom groups, recent chiefdom groups, and they can always get a kind of small certain sectors who they make up their group, then they would can call household, they like a family group. Because different family groups, and inside the family group, you get like the way they say inside this tribe, yeah, you get their surname there, you get a surname there, you get a surname there. So based on that one, then they can always get disputes them because of one reason or the other. But one thing when you look at the yearly bells, would have been careful, they hold on to the tradition. And then tradition, then they go with ruling houses. When they ruling houses, because either down and they will the tribes and they fall, then not they left there. But you then get as praise singers, and the main people then where they hold up a history of any area. So when you want to go find out the history about anything, then get that oral history, where then they tell by story, or then they tell them by making praises, or then can make spoken words. So now for that then they not for saying no more than can come for beg or in terms of when they say you ban a beg. The main cause of them, because a part of the maninkers, then they make a history. So when you look at those people, they are the main people that we get knowing the history of Koinadugu, Kabbalah. So if you get for contact these people, they want to know about the history, you get for involve those tribes, you get for involve the paramount chief, you get for involve those ruling houses, then you get for bring them together and understand why this land issue there. If them don't go find out, say the reason why their land issue had to go, when you go address them. You don't put people in together for say no faith, they need development, because even the minister where they at the north, what they call the resident minister, they don't go there for go try talk to these groups. Then they say he want them for try to settle them. Then we see now the vice president don't go make a follow-up. But if they not try for look why these things here they did, because when you look at waiting then they do now, people then they get area where they say, okay, because of scarcity don't the end the people na Kabbalah, now one of the biggest populated, the geographical land. But now the smallest people will make up where now they get less population in a bigger geographical way. Proportional way. So the land is big, then the geographical density of the individuals is smaller with the population there. So this now one of maybe you might say that the reason why people and they say, well, no way we get better votes the under the population no boku, or we will get for divide the land because they may get about 11 chiefdoms. We I don't know if they don't add them or not, but the area is that maybe this might be a factor where they neglect them, but that one they will left on one side. Say that one they are the biggest land who then been get, and then land then they then get in different sector. Then get the area where they get minerals, who they towards Kono and for go towards Tonkolele. Then they get the boundary where they towards Guinea and Okan Bombali. Or those are the areas where the agriculture they work. So now the areas they want the conflicts they can now between the people that don't begin the Boku. People that they try for candy. Why? Because they made dig gold at that area there. So because the population they increase, the side where they dig the gold now, people like they try to kind encroach on that side for do the agriculture. So you see the cattle and the one they will do the agriculture, then they get our conflicts there. But there should have been an issue where people have addressed years back where I would say, look at the cattle, look at the agriculture, look at the temperature, this and get very cold weather. So all this they favor good things in terms of agriculture. Why people not before don't go say, no, we go do, then people there we do animal husbandry, where they get milk. When they get a product of milk, they will get all kind of products of dairy products. They would have milk, and then even later we can even get the skins of the animal. But that one they will say maybe a bit cruel. Low left that side of the skin. But in other words, now a way that one day for able for develop even the area they wouldn't they try for talk of say agriculture will able for develop. Because when you look at the line of the agriculture, they grow certain products then, but we don't know which type of product they now would then don't get there at this moment where they don't try to go help them there. But being on those factors, they identify you as a leader, you get for go, you identify, you know why them people are the threats now, how are go able for solve them. Now because of either the population don't increase, because people are the threat for land, or the people that don't damage the ecology, where it be say side where they for plants, they not get again, not go begin to dig there. Then side when the deforestation they happen, you don't see the way in landscape recently the water it damaged the land because of the areas again, then the forest water they can inside. But we know the certain things here, how then they address them. We don't know when they sit down behind. They might when they sit down together with themselves, then they're able for discuss it in their own, know why they grab the fed, or then just they go no more, then go give them a speech where sometimes now a lot of things are where they go talk instead of they talk and for say directly, they tell the people that they make them it look like a good thing, where sometimes na a bad thing, or na a bad thing, it make it look a good thing. But most times na the bad thing that they try for make it look good thing because they're not able for solve them. You know, was instead of say this person don't die, that was oh well, he just the man who don't just lost him. You know, go tell. So maybe the person don't understand the other word way they use. But the point is that politicians are trying to be direct in areas where they know they look direct. We go say sometimes who they look. Then you go say side one are indirect, now then they go do direct things. So these are things when they can cross boundary where you see say then therefore they avoid them things there because there is a listening audience. And now the listening audience and then they make their photography because when you see some even distribution of some of them videos there, now people when they did it, now the same one they when they sing and they praise, now then back they replicate them change and then send them back to other media and then talk something about them. So you get for understand all these things as a politician. See, the best thing we get for try to be specific. We get for try go to the right peg. We install them. We do this. We make the people alive. Because when as then they say, like I talk say, what thing they say is true. If development therefore come, the people are not then they in dispute, the environment not peaceful, don't like no then they back or this other place when a careful belong, people are not able to understand waiting we need for right, and then the rights of the so-called ruling houses, because the ruling houses and they pay contribution. So you know that was you sometimes they change that culture there. So then go kind inside another culture where maybe you don't bring this in terms of development. When them being get a system say, now this would they do, now so would they choose with chief, now so would they do, now so would they pay, we reduce them. So based on the household, when are the ruling houses, because according to the Internal Affairs Ministry, that's what they do. According to household, how will they pay, when I will try, now so then they look, the contribution, when come for election, elect now somebody like elder, they can look, they then get the method that they follow, for let them go say, this tribe, they obey the rules, this household, the cameras, and the CC, the Tories, and so on and so forth. Now they bring up, then they all are the same tribe, they are the same tribe, but again, don't diverse them in a way where they bring idea where they not go understand so that tomorrow, because these tribes, they're all the same. When you look at the Maninka, from the Mandays, when I now what they call the Mendes, but the Mandays, when they come all the way from Ivory Coast, now they're so sorry, are the same thing. You go now na Gambia, you get the Wolof, they are all from the same thing. You get the Maninkas, you get the Elibas, you get the Vai, all these tribes, they're the same tribes, they all get different branches and who they come because of now, then get different structure, what they do, then they change their language a little bit based on what they do. And some they say, well, who they do agriculture, some they say they do a cattle, some they say they do this. So you can look this and you get the full asset trianda, you get this. So people elect the agriculture sector. You see the cows, they are useful when the agriculture will begin. Then begin peaceful. The land, even they work. When they will begin, because the cattle in dung, when I manure, it be useful to the land. People they appreciate that. Then the people in back, they get them, they plant them, then they produce them, so then they get that interchange in there. But because of gradually politicians, they don't begin to come inside. Land issue don't begin to come. Deforestation back, they distract the people them. And then people they drive for involving to mining, it begin to confuse the people them. Take go to that football on there and get all different reasons and way they see people and they break up from one party, then go follow the other party, then come back here. But as I always see, they get floating members then. People are vulnerable. Then they try for use them, but not that people are not understand. People and they will understand. But the one that we can understand, these are the ones who they use as stalwarts. And the stalwarts them was somebody in any society, they believe say this way we talk with the believer. So sometimes politicians they can go behind there, they can use them because when possible they among una all respect them, then they can't tell una something. So you see that then they convert the people them. But when they come to reality sometimes now, that they the failure of the day. It's just because of all that method that they put on like in a flat sheet of paper, they say that 3D version, when you go just see and see that 3D version, where the glass is them, then you imagine seeing a 3D, but you know they go round and round, like you go now by this, so you go round and round, you come up Cape Pro, the cancel, we don't see all that area, the left to you now, you go put that picture together. But when you put on a one paper, you just tell we, those are the ways where the message can always come to we from politicians. But only hope say when they talk so, then we're able to try address for that issue they wouldn't get without landing at Konadugu, and then they try and look into the people. Let us see the number of the people that wouldn't get it, they're not able to vote for it for me. Let them try and look to land. Then we don't make the try the Fujirol years ago, now the 80s, when a Fujirol, one company we go make that road day, then we can go Kabbalah. But from there now, you don't dilapidate small. We then need better a bit more of rehabilitating the road, making a road between Kabbalah, Kono, in all those areas, Magora, those areas also they don't contribute directly and indirectly to the development of the country. They look fresh vegetable, na Kabbalah we talk about. Look of fresh dish, na Kabbalah we talk about. When even the missionary they come, now they can go to the where they go, now they go select and big, the big institution. But currently, let the politicians and get a list in order to go understand them, then give the ruling houses and their rights, then try bring up things so we're able to develop we so that we're able to go before. Thank you very much for giving the platform. Let God continue for help we. And I only hope say we as the one that who they care for voting for them, would they know what are we duty them, not go back, would they continue for point we on place while they're not able to make up for we. If we know say not able to make up for we, long no point again. Thank you very much. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much, Usfriend.
You're most welcome. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Make we bring Tony. Make we hear waiting in get for we today. Tony Ture Jones, welcome on board. You get the platform.
Yeah, Abraham, good evening. Good morning, wherever you listen with from. Abraham, I can normally say one thing, and that's now one thing I believe in. If a political party they work, if they deliver, no matter waiting, people then go vote for you. You no need for campaign. If this government may really they give people the updates, probably because there's so much I would say information not the flow, you understand, or we know they get the information and about we they listen 98.1 every day. I mean AYV and all. If there is any development, we go know. If there's any update from them, because there are so many promises them we know say don't make to we. You understand? If those promises then they give people them updates, even if not every quarter safe, even if not every month end safe, then come on the radio, they can develop a nice project, you understand, a plan where they can target few radio stations and give people an update on what they happen at the power sector, what they happen at water, what they happen on areas, and probably all the speculation where people then they get to, it will be the thing of the past. But when you listen to a politician, they always speak the same language and everything, and you question yourself, you just see people and they suffer in other areas, and for them basic things, and they ask yourself a question. They've been in governance for 3 years. You understand? This is not the time for to begin to tell we say this will come, because you don't get much time left. You understand? They really need for just like how the vice presidents they do. Probably they need to establish a wing where go or probably the communication units need for do a better job rather than before they campaign or before they begin to antagonize people them before them being arrogant when people they ask a simple question. Usually they can normally say objection handling. If you're able to handle and well, you will use that opportunity there for make you educate somebody about what they happen. Probably the person will get the knowledge, now make it go bring some objections or ask you questions that will make you feel bad. You understand? But many times when you even ask questions, some of them can go on they can become so so forced. They can even vex, like say across or you they insult them. You understand? They need to communicate. They need to tell people. It's just like when you have a company you're running, definitely they get annual meeting, they get AGM, they get this, they get things, they go all extraordinary meetings, they go get anything, and they for letting and give information to shareholders. And everybody in a Sierra Leone are like a shareholders. They are like the one the way they manage the company. Give us updates how salon they go. You understand what I mean? If they not they give us updates, or they not they fight the fights, or they not execute waiting at them plan objectives or then goals them. Even if anti-corruption fed say me man, not for nothing. It's like going around circles because the problem will still be compounded. It's like giving the man the same. That's why you see always just like what you mentioned just now say now the teachers they always then get locked for cage because the problem not is solved. You understand? You get for diagnose and know what is the problem, why these things still they happen before you able for get a solution to the problem. Otherwise, it will still they happen, and then they happen. Now most of them places they will they see where what's on they will not they before you go give them jeep, paramount chief jeep. You get for know waiting at the felt needs and the community. You get for know waiting at the things that we they need. You understand what I mean? I don't say if everything being equal, providing those love things, it's fine. But most I things not being equal, money not in our country. Governments get for always they wait for grants, aid, this, that, and that. For making them able for execute certain things them and roll out certain things. You see, even when the government, the president, London the other day, they talk about this medical something. I mean grants or whatever we receive. So with the big, you have so many opportunities that's alone. That Koinadugu area, the way they talk to Abraham, I don't go take Bundi towards the border of Guinea, that Koinadugu area. From that corner area, that led chiefdom, that way then go all the way if IFAD na international fund for agricultural and development. Then get the office based na Kenema, then get office na Kono, then they give they open banks they will they give loan to farmers them. Now like farmers they will not able kind of Freetown and everything. They got their local banks, then they will they go then take loan, then go do, then they pay. You understand on a monthly basis and get loan officers, then when they work go collect the money and this and that. Them don't do one nice road from that. I forget the name from that corner district, that led chiefdom. They go inside Koinadugu district. That whole area they Abraham. Now vast area we're very good for agriculture. Very, very good for agriculture, my man. If you go there, even that with the area do they tell so that's Synconia, they also then yellow card and day. Where you go there, my man, the vegetable way you see there. But because of the road network very bad, by the time when they pull and come Synconia for Kauta and Kenny, it don't spoil. So waiting to happen, the colors are town them within a Guinea. So it's shorter for them. Ask anybody within another area they did. The people that were there under, they're not Guinea more than the way they know McKinney. So all them produce the way they produce in that area there, in that particular area, the way they tell you that they yellow card and then full of them on that side, that green area there. Most of them are then nearest markets in Guinea, they go sell up. The reason being because the road network very poor. So then therefore look at them. I mean, the certain things the way if they want for correct, they make usually send at this program. The smaller things they know for perfect before they go and grab say what for do bridge. We have to do this, we have to go make airports, we have to go the airports will get underutilized. There's no way you have to relocate. Just like what the subsequent program them do past regime say, there's no way you go relocate Lunge Airport to Mamama. Mamama can be used as an industrial estate. Companies or industry the way they come there and go there. Because the airport, you take Lunge from the airport to come inside there. You don't handicap that area there. You understand? There's nothing for make them they upgrade the airport. Remember, say, 5 years, 8 or 10 years, where they renovate that airport today. Where they spend huge money, millions of dollars for renovate that airport today. And officers have don't recoup that investment today because we airport's not busy, they see too much traffic. You understand what I mean? Like other Guinea where they neighbor, we never Guinea the ticket they're very cheap. So that should have been the secondary project, their money that they wouldn't get their funds they can use them for invest in the local areas and they wouldn't talk about. Their rural areas and their feeder roads you find out all this food stuff there when they become expensive in the market, it could become cheap because you get big trucks them when they apply from that windy day. where they can direct na market, where they come na the side of they're not going to take the goods and go sell. The people then they use franc. You go surprise for no say now franc more than they use than the Leones that Synconia area they that Windy area they. Anybody where they listen can Google and Google Salomat and see that they are the vast land, very something that they will buy. It's so cheap just because wait a minute, don't able get the means for making them can go to big towns so they will for that find money within from the yield and within they get. So government get for look at the nitty-gritties and the areas and it's good there. I mean it's a campaign message. They started they fight early, but the people then want results. This time is not about excuse. Even if they cannot deliver, they foresee the effectiveness of fighting corruption as alone. I'm not seeing. I'm not saying because you still get more problems than the health system. We make people that they rather sell their own personal drugs them before they sell government drugs them. Now the cost recovery that we get. We not get government's own good standard drugs them within the hospital them. Now, doctor go for give prescription, 34 massive, go for give prescription, you know, go to line down lonely pharmacy. There's no problem for go to lonely pharmacy. But now don't try for forget government you medicine within the cell. If they're not get, I can go. But all the system, most of the people that they work, they go see pots and all they sell medicine. You go down, they can take the prescription. I get this. I get this. You don't know this kind of standard. And when you not buy from there, you go buy outside the English or the other place, and they get upset. Then they vex. They say probably your medicine when you go buy yourself can't give them. Then they use and say that they use substandard one and then they use. So let me if I say the death rate. So there is that total the quality management not the way you go for effective management controls the way at each point everybody. There's every 10 minutes or every 30 minutes, I go for the can check my mind blood sugar. I don't get problem. 72 years of age, mommy, no one they get diabetes. I don't get problem. But I get for the pay every time when they can check at 15,000 news. Ask them, say, receipt today. If you ask for receipt, if you ask for receipt, they don't go treat him, mommy. They don't go, they don't go. I say, why? When I say, when I go for check the mommy 12 10 for the day. So I end up go buy me a machine. Not cover pharmacy na waiting. So we look at all the things a day. You understand? If we cannot fight the smaller things, them. Light and water are very key things as alone. Not to kill possible, not to kill government for play politics, man. Not to kill for be a campaign message, self. Because you know, say this now the thing that before they take up governance, those are the things that we know say they're not there. Now they're lacking, now the challenging things they don't want to do. Light and water, health, this, that. You know, in order of permanence, you can make an order of priority. Other things that can, yes, they are important. But let them give the ones the way that the most important thing. They are the way they talk to that coin, do go the way they fetch. We might have fine land them, fine place. But we focus more on mining. How much government they get women for mining? When you put the resources where government they get for mobile company. I'm telling you, do research. Anybody can do research. The revenue government they get for mobile company. That money where they give for every GST and this and where they give, it far outweigh the revenue government they get for mining. So those little things then we own the will get those institutions, then Seratel, then thing they do we can build upon. This government, the SAPP government, what we know before, the government of building institutions. Build institutions like Pakaba, the late Pakaba of blessed memory. Left NASIT, left NIA, make them to standard. Where government they depend on now for revenue. These governments get the opportunity for still build institutions. And it's so sad the other day as well. They listen to the Minister of Information, they talk to they can't privatize and they can't privatize in South Post. But this modern age. Copy best practices. If DHL, they do business, they all have great and call, they do still doing business. We look at their model. How can we synchronize? How can we make South Post more effective? If you say people that are the diaspora, no one send things through post office, it's even safer. Because if me send through and from America now for go salon, and also I don't register on there, it no go lost because for me, I tell they reach salon, they must take controls. But once you reach in a salon, if they can better that services, they make sure say once you product reach in a salon, you able get an not church and nothing. How you send an hour so you get a all man would gladly for send out to South Post. All man. We found themselves within a salon, like we need documents, you need transcripts, you need this. Then we get the same mind for the send out through South Post that we document or foodstuff or whatever. Literally, South Post will make money. Like we're able to make money. They don't do all those things, those smaller things than they. Wait till make I bring all this camp, Abraham. This is not a time for campaign message. This is a time for we then for think out of the box, how for build the economy. This is just the campaign lyrics. This is not gonna put bread and butter on people on the table. No, they're not gonna put bread and butter. Those little things then they for pay attention, pa Abraham. Then they pay attention, pa. That's not biotic.
Thank you very much, Tony.
You're welcome, Abraham.
Yeah. We want to say thanks to Tony, Usfriend, and Usman Tholi for their submission today. You ready to listen? Now you opportunity now for make we hear your voice. Or if you think say we don't knock on well, then in the next 5 minutes we go say goodbye. But if you want for call 232-78990991, then our WhatsApp 232-78990991 na WhatsApp, or you can call direct to United States or United Kingdom. United States na 1-646-610-3107, 1-646-610-3107, or United Kingdom 44739-803-0402. 44739-803-0402. The phone line open now. If you want to call, you get the opportunity. Yes, caller, you live on air. Your name and also the call from, please.
Yeah, true. Good evening. Good evening, somebody. This is Patrick.
Yes, Patrick, you get 3 minutes. What you get for me?
People where their soul, their life. Everybody know. I would say wrong. Glad for themselves. Everybody knows that this is a life. Where they just the this we don't do anywhere go whatever. When I know the problem from the tell, why would I not do as I want force man here begin attacker? By now, now for those you don't see the water me promise do first campaign. Now the clap for the we don't see the light when we talk about during first campaign. We don't see the now almost half of the country don't begin get light. I mean, I just feel bad. People that foresee the evidence. People that foresee evidence. Not to what you promise the first one, you not show evidence. Then for the second time they come, you want promise again. It's like digging hole, cover hole. Yeah, you cover here, you dig and you cover here. And if they're not be careful, they hole the way that they dig. If they're for the inside, they're not going to be able to come out. That's why they still they try for life and people. Let us try, even if the 1.5 year we don't left, let them implement in the thing they say where they promised for the first time. If they do that thing and if they're able to succeed second time, fine. But at least before they're not going to go out as this. We go say they do ammo. Now this they do before they go out. At least they will get that credit today. But if they do say they come out, they go this for later. But since the change, they start. I mean, they don't undermine. I mean, what I want to say. They neglect people there. They take people there for granted, and then if you say people they know they see. Now they waiting they go. People that they get conscious, that they aware, they know waiting they go on. It will shock them as the new world. The people that they say it will shock them for the next election. And it will be a surprise to them. Say, wow. That shock where they try for friend, they will get that. Because how long you go to play with people there? How long you go to fool people there? You don't make first promise. Half of the promise there, you don't make it. Now they hold on the free education, now you hold and they see them. People they know they see them. Then chief they are where they talk with who knows where they don't mass their pockets there, they don't put it inside their pocket for the talk. It will come up and all bad. It will shock all of them. For let them do the right thing, let them talk for the people that they just go to support this government. We all know say the government not to do well. The SSF know say they not to do well. They don't fail the people there. They just they try for do direct shame now, as Creole man say. They try for do that direct shame. For the combat thing they say, oh, we did this. Even the vice president, all this way they come out, they go and talk. We not say a voice not mean anything again. Because the power we get, they don't think an iron. Now just empty voice. So people they know they even believe in what. But as they say, if they're not be careful, that shock where they want, they will get them come in next election. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patrick. The next 5 years, Madina gave us fine like Freetown. I be they talk to somebody today where to say it's a commercial salon. They say in flight na be early morning. So like if you want go sleep over Lunge. So if they look for like I say at least if not 3-star like hotel. Not to the one they will go over Lunge. And it's true though. Because the Lunge airport to tell you me need the contact. And if you body know. Like hotel building, like this is our airport, right? Tap na the city day. Get the skyscraper kind of building, hotel. Well, until me, and they done on me for sleepover Lunge. Even if I get business this for the course, the I get for do. If it cost me for go round, that they go round for turn back. But I'll be facing a Freetown Alexo. Only when the person bring that to me notice, I think now myself catch up. So not two. He say, notice. He say even if not 3-star self, let them get Sunday. But we'll go make month for say this na the hotel, na the airport. Maybe you sabi one woman not sabi. Because another person, they tell me say, oh, in go through booking.com, so they come up, he say, eh? He say, it's not correct. It's not correct. And that is sad. For me, we get we own airport. But anyway, into the expansion, then cubicles they don't care. Sometimes we go see something like that one day. Because for me, I think say it's needed. We got a text we say, in things say the vice president no bokutin, but the bridge we no sabi. He says so. In feel say I make the vice president talk like I talk by that video clip. Because what he do? He sabi something but the bridge we no sabi. He say no feel say the vice president go make that kind of statement there if that statement they not be credible. He say waiting on delay that CRG project and the lights project. He say now because say they pass through Liberia. He say the Liberian side, the own part of the project is slow. He saying until Liberia completes the own side before we self go carry on with we own. He says so all waiting we Sierra Leone get for do now for wait. That's how text we come in. Okay, but the bridge where the text say the VP feel say he will talk something way not to true. Saying that because he know. So the one way he talk back say Madina go find like Freetown. Well, I agree, that's true. Because it depends on which part of Freetown. Yeah? It depends which part of Freetown you want for say. Because Freetown big. Mabella self na part of Freetown. Kube na part of Freetown. So I look back, the VP right. Well, we go say self Madina get side and self will find past Freetown. Because I don't know which part of Freetown the VP be they look at. Unless if we want to say, well, let's go outside. Anyway, all side except for Freetown get shanty houses. Maybe if you stay at the main road, alright. But branch no more going at the side roads then. You see the shanty house then. Because I'm still here. If you know any sideway, a community without any shanty house, please show me. And they look for that kind of house, that kind of area, that kind of neighborhood, that kind of community inside Freetown. We no go past 2, 3, 4, 5 cementos, you see Pambody them. No disrespect, them people are in a shelter over their head. But that's what I'm looking for. Now, so is it behind Lumley? No, yes, now the Lumley side of beach, that outside that new road there. There is a community in there. Beautiful houses. Yeah? If fine houses and then they compete back with the Pambody there. Country planning on get work for though. Seriously. I know 1 or 2, but then are just like small community na gated community fence, not to the one and do they talk. But still they look though. So what the VP say, you go find like Freetown, me, at the Agri Street. Alright. Pass if Mabila not a Freetown, or Kube not a part of Freetown. Anyway, Mr. VP Udoyeri, the parliamentarian we talk say, then go get better harvest next year, Udoyeri. If we yeri pim we yeri, we ask una for them machinery there, where the government give una. I be saying some side else on a triangle. You saying a 5% that left for lady water come. Oh. Let's see how long that 5% they go drag. Eh? Omar Kabase, he says Salon no get upscale neighborhood. Seriously though. I so they look forward towards that. But if you don't subscribe to Explore with Tripoli, you go don't see. Even the places then where you really think, like if I say, na the razzmatazz na Salon. My dear, they have shanty houses there. And get in there, you go past the high fence and everything, but before you know, you don't see Pambody. About Sansa, say around Hill Station. Okay. Okay, Donnelly Grand Hamilton, send the video for me. Send them na messenger, please. Send them na messenger. Because I know they able to open video on the commentary after the program. Send them na messenger for me. I believe say maybe na Lunge the hotel day we send. So Albert Lance na Pambody na the Hill Station. Okay, oh. Maybe the pathway they pass. You need to see Pambody. But if Explore with Triple in camera wakayanda, you go surprise for see. We upload Aberdeen. Someone ever know say Aberdeen get some places there like a dandy inside Aberdeen. Yeah. I'm serious there. They look for place where we go inside the community from pep to pay rape. We know they see no shantiness, no Then I see say spoiled. Yeah, we don't go spoiled. Oh, Spur Loop. Yeah, we passed. Yeah, don't go there. Go Spur Loop, even Spur Road. Yeah, the main highways them fine, but as you divert where you go inside they meet the dirty road and I will forget it. Forget it. Now the case done. I wish we can get. I like Nanakol and Freetown. One area where everything, the correct. Eh? Oh my God, he say I'm at Infowars. Yeah. I see some body there and there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But we need one particular neighborhood way we go feel to say like when you reach there. Say no, yes. Before, like the hill station, the Spur Road, the Spur Loop, and all those places, the IMAT, you feel say, oh, but my dear, right now. Mm. Then she say even small Gambia they pull then they can build new city with South Africa. Well maybe just maybe this new development we dey but the South Africa like the way we talk so maybe we not go see somebody there around there. But that's not to the that's and I say something and they want to the billows, them pan body them. No, not to the one in the sir. We talk about pan body. Not to the one that the billows that pan body they put for so. Not to that one there. Because we all, even though you didn't, let's say developing areas than a salon right now. Yeah? Like Usai we they are developing area. But already, body structures they don't did already. Don't did. Like I said, not of us hate on the Pambodio. So all some of we sleep on Pambodi. We Pambodi near leak in season. He they enjoy sleep. Eh? You see, you Pambodi near leak. He they enjoy a better one. Well, you always on the leak now. And I know as the rain don't dark, so you don't frown in face. Because you know it's in the can be in. Eh? But you know, see not too hard to talk. You lucky, you not sleep on Pambodi. Where some of we sleep there. Yes, Albert Lanson and Alania they talk Pambodi. Where the people in tap, they use them as hose. And they talk. Amakaba saying hates them, incompletely dislike them. That is true though. That is true. Pambodi didn't make area look fine at all. They make the area look fine. If only we can get one nice area outside, they not go show up. It go fine for we. That's what me feel. Then I see say left. Okay. Yusufu Kamara. Yeah, the big boy in the house. The big boy in the house say, he say, intimate talk say, palm body, we in the cam, we in the lick, you dey get some nice. He said the worst one, na palm body. Na here they do my and daddy business, where the place warm. He said the guy sweat, he sweat. He not funny. Eh? Donald Grand, you not saying it? Okay. So they call it here. Musa Conte say, in sabi the community where they talk about. But the only thing, it in our imagination. But in reality, not upscale community, not in a Freetown or Sierra Leone at large. And they say, now because we not get visionary leadership, no thoughts of reimagination of a city, salon too bad politics leads to bad everything. Before we left here, Daniel Oldfield, with chairman, waking out to spot update every Saturday. The Oldfield family get sad news. The granddaughter of the chairman, Daniel Oldfield, for the past 3 days, he been in coma. But tell God thinking now, today he don't able for respond, even though he gets a long way for go. And that's not Sierra Oldfield, we're not Daniel Oldfield in Grand Pekin. And mama be involved in an accident. And unfortunately, the Grand Pekin and mama be get for die on the spot. So we pray as to the Oldfield family. And we pray say as Sierra don't wake up today from coma for 3 days, it will get better and better. By God power. Then he say maybe the airport will come with new city. Sierra Leone need upgrade. No, for real. You know, whenever they can and talk about new city, you not go really understand. Yeah? But we need one. We need one. For real though. We need to get Pambodi, we need to get nothing. Like, God. Then our all imagination. But they no left there. They no left there. But now we're going to end everything today. We'll go there back tomorrow. Till we meet again. Triple say, tata.